Hey guys, Krootman here, and in this video, I'm going to fix some GPUs. Now, I was donated about 10 GPUs very graciously from from my channel viewers, and I want to say from the bottom of my heart, I am very, very appreciative of it. I don't ask for anything, but it all helps. Anything like this helps for content for the channel from various different means, so I am very appreciative. Now, this is the first part of this video. There will be another part sometime in the future. Basically, this is just me seeing how many of these I can get going with very minimal work. So I'm very excited to show you guys this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed filming it. So please hit that like button, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel for more GPU videos. I do a ton of GPU content, from simple repairs to tinkering, just to seeing what stuff can do, and maybe one day I'll blow one up. So without further ado, let's get to it. Alright guys, so here's the first card. This is an MI50. I actually already powered it on and it mined for a little bit, but it got really hot. So what I'm trying is, I have some fans from just a setup I was using for BC250. So I'm going to try to shoot air in along with this box fan to hit it from the side, and this other fan to hit it from the other side. I'm hoping it'll work, and I'm hoping it'll work pretty well. I just want to see if it mines for a little bit. I don't plan on doing it for too long. I have it connected to the Elmore's Lab PMD to make sure it's operating. And other than that, I should be good to go. So we're going to go ahead and test this one out now. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this one on. It's going to get dark for a second because I have a light shining on this from the camera. So excuse me while I power it on. The GPU is on, and the fans aren't moving, which is good. You can see it right here. Try to get rid of the shadow. All right, that's good. And there is power going to the GPU. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and turn on the rig. My test bench is just some old Gigabyte DDR3 board I have with a 650 watt power supply, and I have a stand from 3D Print Master holding the GPUs. You can see we're at about 20 watts. I have Iron Fish set on this with no overclocks right now. All right, so fast forward to a few hours later. I got sidetracked with, life, wife, kids, etc. It's running. It crashed 3 times. Now I think they were mostly because I didn't clock it right. I mean, I still can't say that this thing is 100%, but like I said, it crashed about 3 times, and you can see it's running. It's 117 watts. It's mining iron. Otherwise, it's working. So we're going to call this one working, as in, like, I'll toss it in a server case with something, and if I see, really bad issues, then I'll assume it's broken. But I think this one is actually working. So this is my first Radeon 7 card, so that's pretty exciting. I'll call this one a win. So we're going to get this one off the bench, and we're going to get another one on it right now. I think we're going to use this setup still with the box fan, and it's night out, so it's a little colder, so I should be able to mine on these for a little bit to make sure that they work. I have a feeling this is probably the only one that's going to work, but we'll see. We'll get the other set up right now. All right, we've got the second one set up. Again, I'm filming at night, and I have to fix the light in my garage, but I got the little setup with the 2 fans over here, and it's plugged in. It's showing 21 watts, which is a good sign. The rig isn't fully turned on yet. It's on the same overclocks that the last one was on. So essentially, if this thing rockets up to about 96 to 120 watts in a few seconds, then it works. So we'll see. I'm excited to see if this one works. I mean, I already have one I think works. Like, I think the one works, and I'm not upset about it at all. So this one's showing 10 watts. Nothing's happening yet. I'm not sure if it's just taking a minute to start. Boot drive is going. So we'll see. I'm going to go into the GUI right now and check it. I was kind of hoping to get something on camera. Oh, nope. Here we go. 118, 117 watts. So it looks like it's mining. All right, that's awesome. So I'm going to go into the GUI, and I'm going to go check it, and I'll leave this one on probably for like an hour at least. I'll probably turn it off before bed. And 'cause I don't really want to leave this overnight, and I want to shut my garage door because it's really cold out here, and that's why I think it's cooling okay. But it looks like it's mining, so I'll be back in a bit. All right, so this Radeon MI 150 or MI 50 won't even show up in Hive. You can see it's 6 watts right here. I had it mining for like 10 seconds. You know, I tried this once before and then it just crashed and it wouldn't work anymore. I'm pretty sure this one is dead. I tried it multiple times. That's all right. I mean, I got 2 of the 3 to work so far, so I'm not going to get too upset. So we're going to call this one dead, and it's going to join its fellow dead Radeon 7s in its rightful place. And here we have the first MI50 to add to the other 2 Radeon 7s. One day I'm going to have an entire shed full of dead Radeon 7s. No, but seriously, it looks pretty cool. Right in between the other 2. And we have another dead MI50. Look, the way he made it sound, I thought all 4 of them were going to be dud. So the fact that 2 of them worked, I'll take it. This is going to go to the wall of shame for Radeon 7s. 2 MI50s, 2 Radeon 7s. Well, I guess I'm going to add some more. Anyway, these ones are tough because whenever something goes wrong with them, they're not even worth attempting to repair because the memory and the GPU are stupidly put into one, and that leads to plenty of issues. So this one is dead. We're not going to mess with it. Okay, so this was a 5700 XT that I was sent as well. He said that it dropped, and then after that it wouldn't mine correctly. It's on the test bench. You can see right here. Long story short, I plugged it in. I didn't think it would work because he said it needed, probably something was loose on it. So it booted. I ran it in Eugene Haven for 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours. It crashed twice. So I'm not sure, you know, I'm a little confused. So then I decided to game on it. I played around a Call of Duty, and I have it on Helldivers right here. And I played around, and I was getting about 30 FPS on it, 1080p native, ultra settings, which doesn't seem bad. But anyway, I mean, I don't know. I think I'm going to try mining on it. There's a video I want to do on the 5700 XT, but I don't know if it will mine. Maybe it's one of those things where like it'll work as a gaming GPU, but if you try to overclock it, it'll crash. But it works, so I don't know. He said he tested all of this stuff, and he was pretty sure they were all broken. So we'll see. But this one looks like it works. I'm gonna try the 3070 that he sent me, which is right over here. He said there was a voltage issue on it, and it looks. I mean, I can't tell if he was in it or not. So I'll probably turn this one on and see. I do want to give you an update on, I told you guys there was a 2070 Super I was working on. So it's right here. I figured out to the point where when I plugged it in, the core was cold, which means it's not getting any voltage, which seems pretty good. Like, it seems like I'll be able to fix this. So I haven't gotten back to it. I'm going to spend one day, I think, where I just go over CPU, or I just try to repair it. So I'm going to get back to this one, but that's an update on the 2070. I just kind of stored over here. And then someone donated me a 970. It needs one of these needs to be replaced. I don't even know what those are called. I think that's that's not memory. I think it's just a resistor. I might do it just to see if I can get it working. I don't really know. I already have a 970 to test. I honestly might just put it back together and put it on, put it back together and just put it on in my shed. I don't really think it's worth the effort to repair, to be honest with you. Anyway, I think I'm gonna plug this one in now, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, the 5700 XT looks like it's working. I guess I'll need to do some mining testing on it, but I mean, so far so good, I guess. All right, be right back. All right, so this one, I was dumb and I left my Windows boot drives plugged in. I usually unplug them when I do like a test of a graphics card to see if it boots in the BIOS first, so I don't have to restart Windows and potentially corrupt my test bench install, which would be bad. I have postcode AE now. It was AA before. Now I think he did a pretty thorough examination of this one. This is a mining card, by the way, so it's really dirty, which is fine. I hate the AE boost. The AE postcode just basically means on ASUS it's legacy and there's something wrong with the BIOS, which you can just turn it off and clear it. What I think I'm going to do though is I'm going to attempt to clean these ports because I've had it before where they just don't display because the ports are dirty. So I'm going to try to clean the ports and see if maybe that fixes it. So we're going to shut this off right now. We're going to take this out, clean the ports, and see what happens. These ports were really, really bad. They're some of the worst I've ever seen. Not giving him any guff. Obviously, we're miners. I expected nothing less. But I cleaned them. I think they're better. So we'll see. I did check the warranty. It is out of warranty. I expected as much. This guy's not dumb. I'm sure this one does need to be fixed, but I'm going to just go ahead and try it one more time. So we're going to go ahead and get this back in the bench, and I will try it. All right, so it's plugged in. I actually tried a display port and an HDMI port. They don't work. I know it boots because A, the deep cool software appears. Another reason I love the AK400 digital. It's just a really good component on the test bench. And it's showing triple or double A, so there's definitely something wrong with this card. You can see all the gunk I got out of those HDMI ports. I figured that this one would definitely have an issue, but you know, it's worth a shot. I think he said it doesn't get power to the core, which means that it's probably repairable. So I'm excited. I've never really tried to repair a 3070 because I've either RMA'd them or they came pre-broken and they weren't worth me, or they were worth so little they weren't even worth fixing back in the bear market. Like I could literally get, you know, you could get like $120 selling them broken versus 200 fixed, so it wasn't even worth the effort. Now it's a little different. The value has gone up, and I think I kind of want to learn how to fix one. We'll see. This will just go in my pile with the 2070 Super, so when I work on the 2070 Super, maybe I'll work on this one as well. So yeah, this one is broken. All right, so I have 3 more 3070s to test. These were sent to me by another Discord user, and he said that he doesn't think they're gonna work. He said they have various issues, and he said, you know, go ahead, take them, see what you could do with them. So we're plugging this one in. We're gonna put it on the 1080p monitor. I did disconnect the Windows drives because I don't want them to crash, and I don't want to have issues if you reboot Windows too many times. So we're just going to see, we power it on, and we're going to see if it posts. He said he thinks most of these posts, that they just have issues on the drivers, which is interesting. So it does post. It doesn't spin, but the light turns on. So let's get it into Windows and see what the potential issue could be. All right, so this works. Now, there's an issue with the fans. The shroud is bent, so I think if I take the shroud off, it might be fixed, but it's getting hot. The fans aren't spinning, but it's working. So I don't really know how to judge this thing. So I'm going to take it off, but I honestly think that if I just unscrew the fan shroud, which I think I'm going to do, I think that solves all of my problems with this 3060 Ti. So I might be able to get this one working, which would be good, because I have some 3060 Ti's that I wouldn't mind replacing with this one. So I think it works. Like I said, I need to replace I want to take the fan shroud off, and we'll take a look. So I want to do a little more work on this GPU. I've dealt with a bent EVGA shroud before, and if the fans weren't spinning, but if you kind of just take the shroud off, you can see all these fans are spinning, so it's probably going to work just fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to repaste the GPU itself. I'll just once over it, maybe dust it off and wipe it off. And then I'm pretty sure I'm just going to put it back together, and I think I can get this one working easy peasy. I'm not saying I can't get the other ones working either, but this one seems like a quick fix, and I personally don't care if the shroud is on. So toss some MX4 paste on here. Going to leave the pads the way they are. Let's get this thing rebuilt minus the shroud and get this on the bench. All right, so I got it back together. I did not put the back plate on. I don't usually like to put them on, especially from testing. I didn't put that on. I think it'll cool better without the back plate. And I did not put on the front fan grill because it was keeping these fans from spinning. So they should all spin now. So let's get this ugly but working Brute back in and see if I can get it working. So all 3 fans are spinning, so that's a really good sign. And it's posting. So we're gonna go ahead and stress test this pretty hard now that all the fans are spinning. I would assume it's gonna work just fine now. Simple repair. Honestly though, I feel like a lot of people wouldn't have thought about this because it's kind of one of those issues where you had to have it. And I've definitely had issues with EVGA fan shrouds being warped before. So let's go ahead and test this and I'll be right back. Alright, so this GPU has been on for, I ran it in 2 batches. The first batch was about 4 hours. I shut it off for the night just to be safe. I turned it on this morning and it's been running for about 4 hours now and there's no issues. You can see here it's running in Haven. You can also see that it's about 61 degrees. Everything works well, the sensors. Now the only thing particularly fond about with this GPU is if you look at the memory, it's actually Hynix memory right there, and that's terrible for at least for mining for the 3060 Ti's, but you know, this was free, so I'm not gonna complain about it. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with this thing, but I took the back plate off and I took the fan shroud off, as you can see right here. This is just something that I think is not well known about EVGAs. Sometimes you have to bend the fan shrouds back, like these get warped. This was a mining GPU, so sometimes they get warped. And like I said, I took the back plate off to reduce cooling, or to make it cooler as well. So I'll take it. It's working. There's no issues on it. I mean, obviously it looks ugly, but that's all right. I'll figure out what I want to do with it shortly. So far we have about half of them that work. You know, maybe I can repair the other half. So this is an MSI. I thought this was a 3070. It's a 3060 Ti. I'm not complaining, but he told me he sent me 3070s. I think I mean, for all intents and purposes, they're the same thing. So I forgot to so we're gonna go ahead and see if this one turns on. All right, so Windows is booted. So this one probably has memory errors. 77, why is that so hot right away? It's cooling down. All right, I would think this one has some kind of memory error. I honestly don't know what's wrong with this one. Might see if it can pick up in Linux. Okay, so this one definitely doesn't work. It gave me a red screen. I don't know, we'll figure it out, but this one we can definitely put in the doesn't work pile. Now, he told me that these weren't gonna work in various stages. Third one is a Gigabyte. I can't tell if it's a 3070 or a 3060 Ti. I think it's a 3060 Ti. Not upset about it, but we'll see if it posts. There's the lights on, which is good. I don't see a post over here. The mouse is on. We should maybe see something in a minute if it is going to turn on. I don't see anything. It definitely is. It's definitely plugged in correctly. Okay, Windows is booting. And we don't have a picture. Alright, well that's not good. This one probably is actually dead. It doesn't feel hot. Maybe it needs to be repaired. We're going to try one more time shutting it on and shutting it off. I don't like to do this on Windows drives, but I just want to see if maybe plugging in the HDMI late had an issue. Sometimes it actually, I just don't want to brick the install. I have to be very careful with how I do this. It's super frustrating actually, if we're being honest. Alright, so it's not even booting now. I think something might be wrong with it. I'll probably rip it apart and play with it. It shows AA, but this hasn't turned on, which means Windows hasn't successfully booted, and that's being weird. We'll try it one more time, and if it doesn't successfully boot, we will just call it. I'll be really bummed if I have to wipe this Windows drive. I really need to stop doing this. Yeah, it says AA. See? No pictures coming up. Nope, not a thing. All right, 2 out of 3 are dead at some sort. The other one, at least I know I somewhat got a picture. I don't know about this one. Okay, so out of the initial wave of 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, GPUs that were sent to me, plus the one that I bought for 20 bucks. It looks like I was able to revive this 3060 Ti just by taking the fan shroud off. I may or may not put the backplate back on, but I've stressed this and I've tested it for quite a bit, and you may have seen it actually in a video I just did, and it works just fine. These two Radeon 7 MI Instincts, they're not the ones that are as good, because binned anyway, because they're only Radeon 7s. These mining GPUs work. I tested them for quite a bit. I'm quite excited as I now own a Radeon 7 that works. I wish I owned a real one, but a mining one isn't a bad thing. I'll certainly take it. And I want to just stress that I am very, very appreciative for the people that sent me these. They didn't have to, and it was very kind of them, and I certainly appreciate the help. These will probably go with my BC 160s. Now, I didn't push them fully. I used efficient overclocks, so maybe once I push them fully, they might have issues. But even if they only work on the efficient overclocks, they will still get to work. Now, this one, the guy who sent it to me basically said he dropped it and it didn't work after that. Now, I haven't tried mining with it, but I gamed with it, and it's gamed just fine. Now, I've also stress tested it, and it's crashed a few times on the stress test. So maybe it's one of those GPUs that just doesn't stress well, but it works for gaming. And if I only am able to use this as a GPU for gaming videos, I am just fine with that, as it'll go on my rack of GPUs to help test for when people have questions about this GPU, which is a 5700 XT. As for these ones, these two are absolutely dead. They're going to join the other two Radeon 7s on the wall of shame. The $20 2070, as I already showed you, it isn't getting any voltage to the core, which I think it means I think it's repairable. I'm seeing something similar with the 3070, but I have to dig into this one more. And this Gigabyte 3060 Ti is not showing up at all. And this one, I think there's artifacting issues, which means maybe it just needs a memory replacement. I'm going to try to get to these, I'm going to try to just, as I have time, just try to do a repair on try to do some more content on these. Honestly, I just have to have the time and want to dig into them. I'm probably going to maybe spend like a few days and really dig into them and see if I can revive these 4. So out of this initial batch of 10, the 9 that were sent to me very generously, and the one that I paid 20 bucks for, these 3 I think can be fixed. I have no idea what's wrong with this one. These are just dead. They're going to get mounted on my wall. And these 3 are basically working as new. And this one, it'll probably just be one of those weird ones that sometimes works, sometimes doesn't, but it's still useful. So far, the fact that I was able to revive half of them without soldering or going crazy makes me pretty happy. So thank you for watching this video. If you enjoy more content like this, please feel free to hit that like button and sub as well. If you guys have any GPUs that you'd like me to take a look at, you want to send to me, donate for the shed, listen, I would really appreciate it. I am very, very humble, and anybody who's willing to send me those, I'll make some cool content out of it, and it would help the channel. If not, thank you guys for watching. Watching is all the support I could ask for. So thanks again. Have a good day. Krootman is out.